Welcome back, brothers and sisters, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Conversation Between Soul Brothers, where we talk about the hard truths, the healing truths, and the truths we inherited that we are finally unlearning. I got my two soul brothers with me, Will B and my man Phil Simmons. Brother, how y'all do?
What up,
What's
though?
happening now? How's everybody doing this fine night?
Right. What up, though? What is doing out there, baby boy? What's up, though?
Man, got an interesting one for y'all.
All
We
Okay,
right.
talked
okay.
about it a little bit before we press record, and somebody want to know, are black women taught how to love black men?
Mm.
I saw y'all know something was up, man. The way you had that little smile on your face, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like this, this one was coming deep, right? Right. Um, Man, that is a good one. That's a really good topic this way. As we was discussing it and talking about it briefly for that point, just thinking about it. I'm just gonna come just off the hip, man. I would say I'm gonna say no from that way. I mean, it's not a yes or no type of question, but I'm just gonna start off from that point and say no. And I think,
Okay.
and being all fairness to sisters, I don't think any of us really know what that is, male or female. But since we're saying it from a woman's perspective, that well, our feelings from that point, um, I don't really know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? As far as I think Will was saying something about that. I kind of agree with him on that point. Like, um, I mean, I'm gonna say no from that point, but not in a negative way. Like in a way that I think women just don't have a clue on what that is. I think it's just like learning your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we got ideas of what that looks like to be in love and to love someone. What we think that looks like to us. But until you get into that relationship with somebody, you don't know how they need to be loved. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know how they need to be loved yet. You feel me? So you got to learn that shit. You know what I mean? And once that becomes the case, then I think that that makes it a broader case on how to love that person. You feel me? I think we all walk into it with you know with the ideology of love, what they want to be felt like. You know what I'm saying? And how they want to receive it and also give it. But yeah, I would say from that point, man. You know, what you think, Big Will?
And the question is, black women taught how to love black men, or vice
Yeah,
versa?
yeah, that way. Yeah, yeah. Are black women taught how to love black men?
Well, from my opinion of it, it depends on the dynamic. Did they see a household where women and men were living together and they saw how the dynamic was? Because some young ladies are taught by what they see at home and how to treat the man that they meet because they saw mom treat dad a certain way, and vice versa. You can see how mom treated dad in a terrible way, and they think that's how it's supposed to work because they wind up staying together in the long haul anyway, and they saw that toxic relationship in their life, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to give him a little push for his pull, but then you have the other dynamic where they seen mom and dad, the cohesiveness, the love, the steadiness of it, and how submissive mom was when dad walked in the house. So some of them young ladies learned that, you know what I'm saying? Because they saw that whole dynamic of it. And I can attest to that because I saw my ex-wife, how she viewed her parents, and she wound up being a lot like her mom, submissive and kind and caring. You know what I'm saying? And I saw how my dad treated my mom. He was very demanding, very stern, very straightforward. And my mom was submissive, but just did what she was the follow lady. Whatever he does, I'm gonna do because he's that man.
Right.
And it worked out for a little bit, but it can be taught for the ones that haven't really seen it. That's where the dynamic comes in, where they just don't know how to love a man until a man teaches them how to love them. You understand what I'm saying? Because a woman doesn't really know. They have an idea what it is that they want in a man, but that man has to show them how it is to be loved, how we want to be loved, and can you adhere to what it is that I'm asking you or telling you the way that I want to be loved. You feel me?
Yeah.
And some women can't adapt to that. Or they can. It all depends. It goes both ways. It's a two-way street. But I think more so some are taught and some are not. And the ones that have not been taught has to be taught by the person that they're with. That's if that person knows oneself enough to say, hey, my love language is this is how I like to be loved. I love touch. I love uh I can't think of some of the love languages right now, but y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
acts of kindness and all
yeah,
that.
yeah, the act of kindness and touch and
Yeah,
different things like that. You have to tell that person, that woman, these are the things that I like, and then in turn learn your person as well, because it's a give and take thing when you're in a relationship. And that's what I say. I think yes and no. It's a two-way street for me.
yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. What you think, big dog?
You know what? I think both of y'all are correct. I think, but I also think that we grow up and when you have, I think a lot of fathers mess their daughters up, right? And in the regards of, hey, this is my little princess. She could do no wrong. Any man can't treat you like I treat you. You know, he's not worthy of you. But it's like, Dad, you got a different relationship from what a man is going to have with your daughter. You know, your daughter can expect shit from you or ask of you something without you, expecting anything with you expecting anything from her. She can just do whatever. She's my
Right.
daughter. I'm gonna do it, whatever. A man is not. It's based on something. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your daughter can go out and screw up, fuck up, do the whole 9 yard, but then Pop still love you. You can't do that with a man. A man was like, oh, you can get the hell on. You know, I'm not doing that. And
Yeah,
I think that little boys, because they always say boys lack emotional intelligence, but I think it's really vice versa because we're taught, hey, little boy's supposed to open the door for girls. We're supposed to protect them. We're supposed to be nice to them. Don't hit them. If she's crying, we have to show all this empathy and sympathy towards girls when we're younger. And it's like, oh man, okay, what do they tell little girls about little boys?
yeah,
See, little boys aren't even told how to love themselves. You know, they don't say, hey man, you gotta love yourself. You know, this and that and this. You know,
Yeah.
it's always don't cry, be tough. Um, it's all the things that a man needs to do in order to be respected by other men. You know, and not necessarily even how to respect yourself. It's they we've been given a plethora of messages out there, and we just seem like we just have to, oh shit, look in the
yeah,
grab bag and see which message fits for us at this moment in time.
yeah,
Oh shit, nigga, he talking shit to me. Let me look in my bag and see what I
yeah.
got. Which one do I use?
Uh,
As far as little girls, that they're always taught that, hey, whatever you want in the world, all you gotta do is be pretty, bat your eyes, smile, and come with the baby voice, and you can have whatever you want.
right,
You
right,
know,
right, right.
because my granddaughter had did that to me, right? And she says, "Granddaddy, please." And I was like,
See, you
unfortunately
stick
for
with
you,
the
young lady,
please.
it's been too many girls. I've got 8 girls. Too many of them have come before you. I don't fall for the please in the batting of the eyes anymore. You know, either you're going to get your ass tore out the frame or I'm going to say no. It's like, but I don't fall for that anymore. You know, hey, you got to grow into that though. And I
Yeah,
think, a lot of times that little girls aren't taught that. And then when they get older and jump on this internet and hear these messages, it gets worse. But I do think you guys are correct. Some are taught, and it is modeled to them.
yeah,
You know, they do see that loving dynamic between mom and dad. They do see that. So I'm not going to say all women are not taught that, or all black women are not taught it. But I think the overarching message now is, I was just looking at a video earlier today where Kelly Rowland was saying basically, hey, her man is the prize. You know,
yeah. I saw that.
hey,
Yeah, I saw that.
man, women are upset.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
I saw that.
yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm in agreement, man. I think it's like this. I think we dive a little bit deeper into this thing, like we do a deep dive, do a deeper dive. It's really, I mean, you people want to paint that with a broad brush, like as far as do your woman, does black women know how to love black men? And it's not about knowing how to love black men or anything else like that. It's just knowing how to love your man. You know
Yeah,
what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
So
There you
if you
there
know
go.
how
you
to
go.
love your man, and what
There you
comes from
go.
that is that's just a lot of communication, man. That comes because and that's a lot of growth that each person has to have. Like Will was just saying, man, like, you know, in order for my woman to really know how to love me, I really got to tell her. You see what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
I got to communicate that to her. I can't tell her everything from this point,
Right.
but there's a lot of things that, she's coming with her perception of what she sees in articulating or giving love, right? So it's like, hey, I'm this woman. I'm gonna take care of my man. I'm a cook for him. I'm a clean for him. I'm gonna have sex and everything else from this point in time. And in that way, that may be a standard for her. Like, okay, that's the standard, and that's just it, right? And then I come along in this relationship, and I'm like, you know what? I mean, I've had this happen to me in relationships, and I think it's very important, like where I was at, we out for a family function or something like this. And I'm like, yo, baby, you're gonna make my plate. And she was like, fuck you mean I'll make your plate? You know what I'm saying? You
Oh,
make, no, you make your, I mean, she ain't say it like that, but it
Yeah,
felt like,
but
you know what I'm
but
saying?
that's how you
Yeah,
felt,
that's how I felt because, and the reality of it is just that, the initial reaction, I felt like that, but it was more of like she just didn't know. You see what I'm saying? Like she didn't know. Like we didn't run across that. That's not something that we practice or rehearse. Like, okay, listen, during this time, this is what you do and everything else at this
right.
point. But that's Philip's requirement. You know what I mean? What I my expectation towards it. The last dude she was with, obviously that had to be a situation where that wasn't his requirement. You know what I'm saying? So the expectation was just that, hey, this is what I do from this point. And something as simple as that, I mean, we had an argument about it, not in that moment from that point, but you watched other women, particularly older women, watch that. You know what I'm saying? Because they looking, you feel me? And they watching, they seeing that, and they really just want to pull her on up and be like, hey, check this out, baby. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a big deal for a man from that point. And
right.
and I remember her and I having this conversation about that, and she was like, I don't see why it's such a big deal. And, I shouldn't have to do this. And I said, well, I look at it more like it's just, it's a, it's a traditional thing. It's some old school values, some old school stuff that I'm bringing to the table as well too. Now I may be loving and we may have this newer relationship and we younger from this way, we ain't our parents from this point, but that's what I seen modeled. Now she may not have seen that modeled. She might have seen that behavior. So now this is my expectation from this point in time. And so then there's the give and take. And even though that's may look like a simple action, that is in my view a loving action, right? Because that's her catering towards me, right? In that simple way, something as simple as you making my plate and knowing what I want to eat and what I want on that plate means you've paid attention to me. We've been around, I eat this, I don't eat that, I don't like this, I may like this, and everything else from this point in time. And that means a lot to a man.
Yeah.
To some men, let me just say it this way. I'm not gonna say to a man, I'm gonna say to some, I'm gonna say to me. Let me say it that way. To me, that's something that's valued. So you gotta have those conversations, man. And sometimes stuff comes up and I tell you like um, and sometimes it's generational, sometimes it's just somebody. And I mean, I've seen people, I've dated women who said, my parents were married for 30 years and all the rest of this type of stuff. Well, no, that don't necessarily mean that,
Right.
that was their relationship. That was their marriage. You feel me? Like that doesn't mean that you're going to gravitate towards the fact that what it takes to make a marriage work. Because I mean, my ex-wife, that was the same thing. Like her parents had been married for, 50 years. But some of the dynamics in their marriage, man, was just completely different from some of the things that I valued
You
and I
about to say
saw in
you
my
agreed with.
that I
Yeah.
agreed with. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta learn how to love me and I gotta learn how to love you in that way. And sometimes, man, that can be a battle in that regard. So there's give and take on both sides of it. I'm not gonna try to dominate it, but one of the biggest ones was that her parents didn't sleep together, didn't sleep in the same
What?
bed.
Oh, so they did
Yeah.
some old Lucille Ball and Ricky
Lucy,
Ricardo
Ricky
type
shit,
shit.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think over time that's what it was. You see what I'm saying? I think maybe over time they got comfortable with the fact of like sleep patterns, and as the kids, as her and her sister got moved on and stuff like this, and just probably got comfortable with that part. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, that's just what it became.
Game
And
normal.
then yeah, and no one kind of looked at it. So, and at some point in our marriage, it started becoming that. I'm like, whoa, 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 yo, no, 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 dog, this ain't. this ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? This ain't how I want my marriage to go from this point in time. We gonna sleep in this bed together. And it ain't even about being mad at each other, because there's times we wasn't mad at each other. But people start to bring those dynamics, and they see, and then you do them unconsciously. And so now those things become these, particularly when people have kids. I think, you get to the point you can't let them kids sleep in the bed after, with you for a while, because now they get comfortable with that. And then now, somebody sleeping here, sleeping there, that type of shit. So, you got to set some standards, man, some ground rules about what that shit, and that shit is important. That is important, bro. That is important. So yeah, I think, like you said, it's not a clear cut, it's not a black and white area with it. And I think women just, men and women just got to know how to say, this is my expectation, and okay, then what can we work with on that? You know what I'm saying? How we gonna do this shit? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's how we learn how to love each other for real, for real.
Yep.
And I don't think that's happening enough. Like you said, the fact that, go back to the Kelly Rowland situation, bro. Like, y'all mad at that because she's saying, look, that her husband, this her husband she talking about. You know what I'm saying? This her husband, right? This her husband, is she valuing from that perspective?
Right. That
What
she
the fuck?
connect with.
Right, exactly. What y'all mad at that? What's that about? She's saying, I'm learning how to love my man. My man come first.
That's it. And the average woman that's out there that's complaining are the ones that really don't even have a man, and if they do have a man, they're very toxic with that man. So to hear someone come on a positive standpoint about the person that they love and with, what you mean? What you talking about? That sounds goofy to me, but that's her truth. Let her speak her truth about the person that she's with and that she's loving. She's learned so much about herself being in that relationship from that man. So
Yeah,
she's following his lead.
yeah,
That's a wonderful thing. That's
yeah.
a wonderful thing, man.
And I'm
And they
quite
always
sure,
talking about they want a man to lead. That's a prime
exactly.
example.
And I'm quite sure she had to grow to that space as well too. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know? Yeah,
because
you gotta
she's
grow
been
to,
in different relationships before this.
yeah,
Yeah,
before that, yeah, yeah, yeah. She has a son, right? I mean, she has a son
yeah,
out of another
I
yeah.
believe
relationship.
so.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, you
and
gotta grow into that shit.
and you know what? And I believe that a lot of times, we take this. You know, I was told that the internet is not real. You can't base stuff off the internet because it's not
Right.
real. But it's real people on the fucking internet
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about real issues,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So when I hear a lot of the women saying that, hey, don't do this for a man, um, in the beginning, it's like, hold on, wait a minute. How am I supposed to know what I'm getting if you're
Right.
saying I can't get the basics? Don't cook for a man, right? Like, what? You'll cook for me, you won't cook for me, but you'll have sex with me.
Right.
Right.
So a
Right.
burger is worth more than your ass.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Right. Right.
You see?
That's what you're doing. Yeah. Facts. Facts. Facts.
So, and it's
Yeah.
like, when it all boils down to it, like you said, we got to learn each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be different from the last dude you was dealing with, and you're gonna be different from the last woman I was dealing with. So those same ideologies that we had while we were with those people, we gotta bring an open mind and a clean slate to this relationship. So
Yeah.
all the harm he did to you, and all the harm she did to me, and all these things, we got to wipe our slate clean and come
Yeah.
in and get to know, okay, what is it that you expect? What do you like? What are your dislikes? And and I think we have to have a healthy respect for one another. That open communication is a big deal, very big deal. Because if you
Yeah.
can't talk, ain't nothing else gonna happen.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So I think a lot of times, I think the question is, are black women taught how to love black men? When I listen to Shahrazad Ali and how she
Yes.
broke it down,
Yeah.
and she says,
Hmm.
no, they're not being taught because they're being taught, hey, get your career,
Yeah.
Hmm.
hey, get your degrees, start your businesses, and I'm like, you can do all those things.
Yeah.
How does love interfere with you being successful?
There you go. Come on.
Yeah.
We can walk and chew gum at the same time, right?
Right. Right.
And
Exactly.
when you're in a loving relationship and it's healthy, I'm going to encourage you. Hey, babe,
Right.
you sleep.
There
You
you
know,
go.
hey, you supposed to be taking
Come
this
on.
test. Get up, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm going to encourage you.
Hmm.
And that's what we should be doing to each other. You know, we lift each other up. It's like this. We're each other's anchor. When we see that we're getting the big head, we're gonna ground you. We're gonna be each other's wings when I see that you're down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we gotta be there for each other. And that's what and I believe the biggest thing we need to do is stop listening to outside noises when it comes to our relationships.
Come
We're like,
on.
Yeah.
okay,
Come on.
y'all run y'all relationship the way you want to, we gonna do it
Yep.
our way.
And
There
do it
you
our way.
go.
Yeah.
There
Well,
you go.
I'm gonna add to this too, and I'm gonna jump in right quick. Well, I just wrote something down. You said that, man. It's like, so the topic is, are women being taught to love black men, black women being loved to love black men? Communication is love. And I think if we look at it from that point and say that, like communicating and learning your partner is love. So we breaking things down. It's not just this very general, profound statement of saying like yes, no, and not knocking the women and anything else like this, or not knocking a man from this point. It's like if we're communicating, but that takes me doing some healing as well too in my life, right? So
Yeah.
I like you just said, Sherrod, you know, we coming out of these past, and we all got histories at this age. Everybody bringing different shit to the
Yeah.
table. We've coming out of
Yep.
marriages, we come out of past relationships. You know what I'm saying? And and you got to be honest enough with yourself to put in that fucking work to know, like, I am kind of bringing some other shit to the table here. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like some expectations that old girl did or didn't do or something like this, and this shit is not fair to my current partner. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be honest enough with myself to say that and to articulate that to my woman. And I think when we start to do that, then the conversation just starts to change a little bit. And then, well, it changes a lot. I think it changes a lot. And so it doesn't. Now the question is just that I think we're looking at, do do women know how to love a black man? I think what that comes is it's a continuum. You constantly got to learn these things. You got to constantly learn how to love not only him, but you got to learn how to love yourself. So then she can be able to articulate the same thing to teach me how to love her, because she's learning. If she knows how to love herself first and foremost, she's gonna love me better. And that's a woman
Mm.
who's put in the work in her own life to say, some standards, some morals and values that she has, um, that then therefore is making our relationship better, and she loves me a little bit more, a lot more, in that way. And then we having conversations like, okay, well, where does that come from you? Why is that so important that I make your plate? And I'm like, that come from my parents. You know what I'm saying? I watched that, so I can articulate what that is. And why do you feel that that's the case? I'm like, it's almost an act of kindness. I want you
Yes.
to, it's almost an act of respect for me, like that my woman is taking care of me and providing me. And it does have some vanity to it, where I also want other people to see that as well too. You see what I'm saying? No, like my woman is, providing and taking care of some shit for me and making sure I'm good and looking out for me in this way. So, like now it may or may not be the case at the crib, but most of the times it's gonna be the case at the crib, because it's like, okay, I'm not expecting you to. It's times I go in there, I'm gonna make your plate. You
No
feel me? If
doubt.
I don't cook, baby, what you want? You know what I'm saying? I'm here, but what you want on here? You know what I'm saying? Da da da. Made you a plate. There you go. It's the same. It's common courtesy. It's considered. It's I want to say it's common courtesy, because that's almost saying like common sense is common, but it's not. It's teaching each other, man. We gotta learn this shit. You know what I'm saying? And what's important. And then, and I think sometimes, man, you learn that shit even when you break up out of other relationships. It's stuff that you appreciate out of the other relationship, that you do get to a point to be like, yeah, you know what, man, I kind of like how that was the case with this. You know what I'm saying? And in my next relationship, I kind of like this point. She taught me something about myself on some things as well too. So I think every relationship should be teaching you, man, even if the shit don't, quote unquote, I ain't gonna say don't work out, because I think relationships. I've been thinking about our past conversations. Like, I think a lot of my relationships worked out.
They do.
They just didn't go to death do us part type of shit.
Right.
But I learned a lot, man, from them. You know what I'm saying? Some women I look back on, man, taught me a lot on some shit that I was bringing to the table that I didn't even realize that I was bringing some shit, my own shit, some stuff, right? So and it made me better walking into. It made me better now, and not from that way. So, I think that's an act of love too, right? So, yeah, man, I think we learning this shit, man. We all learning. We're trying to
Man,
figure this
we're
out.
a
We
work
getting
in progress.
There you
constant,
go. What you said,
constant.
work in progress. And if you're not learning something every day, you're missing out on something. You should gain something, even if it's a small, minute thing. It's something that you should learn to exceed and go back, go forth. Because if you're not picking up something every day, you're missing out on life, man.
Yeah,
And relationship is also a nuance of just learning your person and learning something about yourself every day. And like you said, Phil, piggybacking off of you, you saying every relationship you had, you learn something from it.
yeah,
I can attest to that. It just been in life. You have breakups, you have things, and when you get with your person, you think you're gonna be with that person for the long haul. But some type of way, everybody's in your life for a season and a reason. So that reason and that season taught you something so you can move on to the next. And when you move on to the next, you learn a little something with that one until you find that person with all those reasons and seasons that you've been through. Now you know how to make that season last a lot longer because you've had those reasons. That makes sense,
yeah. Makes
those
sense. Yeah,
reasons sort of constitute and make you go, okay, I know what not to do because I've done that before. Let me try something different with this person and see
yeah,
how that works because it didn't work with the last one. But
yeah.
some things may work with this new one that you did in the past. You just don't know. It's just a trial and error thing until you find that niche, as we say. Once you find your niche, oh baby, it's smooth sailing from there. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I agree. But we got to be that right person. I mean, we got to be the
Yeah.
person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's the issue, man. I think like you just said, everybody's telling people what not to do, and it's a lot of noise out there, man, for men
Come
and
on.
women, for men and women. It is a lot of noise out there, But when you get quiet and I mean, we all in these 50s, man. And so these 50s has just been a dope ass time, man. Like, coming through them, the 40s taught me a lot. Some real life shit happened in my 40s that now in my 50s, I can come through them and be like, you know what, man, now I know me a lot better. You know what I mean? So when I walk into these situations, I'm knowing like, yeah, man, some of this shit was on me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Some of these things where my relationships didn't go the way that they should have gone was some shit I was getting away on, right? And so, and when you walk in and humble yourself from that point, man, that's just humility. You were able to humble yourself, man, have some good conversation with yourself. Now you can look at some situations and be like, hey, man, I gotta articulate this and I gotta say these type of things even if it may seem an initial that it may hurt the relationship. However, it's honest. You
There
see what I'm
you go.
saying? It's honest, man, and it's saying, and then you never know how she may take it, But that's also teaching someone how to love you. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, man. Instead of being so very general with it, it's like I like my space, and I'm learning. I like my time, I like my space as I'm getting older from this point, and I enjoy my relationship a lot. But I also like the fact of the time I need that person to give me some my personal space and my personal time. Like, don't clutter that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna love you how you need me to love you from this way, and we're gonna have our time together is gonna be amazing. And I'm gonna be that provider, that person. And that's another part. Let me say it this way. I think I walked into a lot of my relationships with that provider mentality.
Mentality.
You know what I'm saying? As long as I provided, man, that motherfucking mortgage is paid, that lights is on, them
Shut
gas is
up.
on, what I'm saying? The kids good, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, what's the problem? Why so I can't get these type of things. I can't get a plate made. I'm doing all the you know what I'm saying, this type of shit. And and that was assumptions, man, that I was bringing to the table. You feel me? So it was like, okay, let's talk about this. And I had to understand like where it's coming from and be able to tell her what that is. And then that's the act of love from this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this shit is deep, man. But I don't think it's as complicated as people make this shit out to be. I really don't think it's as complicated as we all make it out to be. Honestly, I really
You,
don't. I
you,
think you learn yourself, um, and and you try to learn your woman. You know what I'm saying? And you can have some bumps in the road, but it ain't the shit that everybody try to make this stuff out to be, man. Like,
Come on.
You know, we
I
got all
don't
these
think it's
damn
that
therapy
hard.
books and shit.
It's not that hard, bro. I think we gotta one. I think we gotta get out of the way of our ego. Let our get our ego out the way. Both
Yeah.
sides, get the ego out the way. Okay, because human nature, hey, we want our way.
Yep.
Yeah.
We want shit our way. But there's this beautiful word called compromise.
Yes,
And you drop
Yep.
compromise in there and you stir it up. And so y'all have this conversation. Y'all have this open communication, and y'all talk about expectations, right? And then it's like, okay, well, babe, I hoop 5 days a week. Well, I don't want you to hoop 5 days a week. So now
Right.
we got to come up with a sweet spot that works for us. So now, okay, it might be two days, with the third day being, hey babe, you got anything planned? Because if you don't, I'm gonna go ball, go shoot some hoop. And
Yep.
it's like it's this thing of us talking together. It's a partnership.
Partnership.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's,
it.
Yep.
it's a partnership, and I think that a lot of these people that's on this internet, I found a word, or it's called trauma connections,
Yeah.
and it says a powerful emotional bond, often unhealthy, formed through shared pain, particularly in abusive relationships.
Yeah.
And I just listen, and somehow I got in these groups. I got put in these Facebook groups, and I'm reading this shit, man. It's like everybody is a victim, and I told myself, I said, you know what? If I ever met a woman that was always the victim in every story she tells, I have to realize at some point I'm going to be the villain in her story when she talked to the
Yeah.
next
There
man.
you go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
No doubt.
wow. And it's like these women get on here and they'll say, hey, if a man put on his left shoe first, that's the
Right.
direction he go on when he about to go cheat. And it's like,
Yep.
and
Yep.
girl, amen, amen. It's
Yep.
like,
Yep. Yep.
are,
Yep.
some of
Yep.
you
Yep.
have never even went through this before.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
and, and,
Exactly.
and it's
I
like
agree. That's
that
crazy.
taking accountability feel you was talking about. I want to jump to that because we men, we jump in, we come in with our bullshit.
Yeah. Very much
Yeah.
so.
So.
We come
Yeah.
in, we got our bullshit,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we got that ego, that bravado, that machismo. We
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
boy.
in
Yeah.
like,
Come on.
hey, damn, you can't fix my plate.
Yeah.
God damn,
Exactly.
I'm not
Yeah.
asking for much. But
Yeah.
if she was never around anything like that, it's foreign
No.
to her, and
Yeah.
we never
Yeah.
discussed it.
Right.
So it's like, you know what? I wouldn't expect you to fix a plate of mine if that's not what you're accustomed to, and that's not how we practice at home.
Exactly.
And for me, it's like when we go out to eat, or if I'm at my people's house, hey, you want something to eat?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Right.
My man.
And the funny thing is, I got the kind of men in my family. If I got up, fix my lady a plate, and they'd be like, "Oh, she got you trained,"
Yeah. They'll
Right.
be
and
like,
I'm
Right.
like,
Right. I just gonna
right.
say.
"The fuck out of here!"
Oh.
And
Yeah.
like, look, y'all know good and well I don't go for that bullshit. Y'all can
Right.
talk that shit you want to. Do you want something to eat? I
Right.
don't care.
Yeah.
Whoever. Long as we eat, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead, with Big Will.
No, I was just agreeing, man. We just chopping it up, and I agree what you were saying, man. It's 100. If they've never been taught, they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's real, man. I think you had hit on something too. Cherrard, you was talking about that with that ego and accountability from this point, and like go back to that trauma bonding part. When you look around, man, that's really what makes. I thought about this shit, man, for a long time, right? And it's really it's people laugh at it, but the shit is real. Like I look around, man, it's like dysfunctional relationships, man. The motherfuckers stay together, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Boy,
serious, man. The motherfuckers
trust.
stay together, bro. You know
I've
what I'm
seen it
saying?
firsthand, Joe.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
serious, bro. I mean, you nigga, I done went through divorce and shit. You know what I'm saying? And been in another relationship and shit, man. My oldest brother, man, him and his damn girl, man, they dysfunctional as fuck. They both get high, they do all the rest of this. But when I say them two motherfuckers got each other's back, dog, and been together, nigga, from day one, I'm like, these fucking crackhead relationships, man, that shit work, dog. You know what I'm saying? And
Man,
you know what I'm saying? And that shit sound funny as hell, though, dude. But when you
But
look
it's
at
the
it,
truth.
it's the truth,
Ooh,
bro.
yeah,
It's the truth, man, because it's based off of this trauma bonding from this point. It's like they the dysfunction, man, they've learned how to, and I'm not encouraging that. I'm not a person
No,
to be like
right.
this.
yeah,
But what
yeah.
I am saying is just that we can learn something from that shit though. And what I mean, what we can learn from it is just that, yeah, you see the dysfunction because we're judging from the outside looking in. But I noticed what the two of them know each other. They love each other motherfucking to death. And they know each other, dog,
Yeah.
really well. You see what I'm saying? They know each other really well, man, in regards to like when he piss her off and go to that point where he know he went too fucking far, he know he went too far. You see what I'm saying? And how she gonna respond to it and everything else like that. And he's gonna go and patch that up and make that work. And he know he gonna be in the doghouse with her from this point in time. So you can learn a lot. Remember them commercials back in days? Be like, you can learn a lot from a dummy. Remember those
Yeah,
commercials when you had
yeah.
that,
I remember
right?
that.
You can learn a lot, man, from some of these traumatic, drama-filled relationships, man. When you just look at them from the outside in, because the one thing they always had, I watched that, man, over the years, and they've been together, man. Like, man, I would say damn near 30 years, bro. I
Right.
mean, with the dysfunction, and it's like they communicate. They love the shit out of each other. When I say they love the shit out of each other, man, the two of them love the shit out of each other. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, if he's sleeping in a box, dude, she gonna sleep in that box with him, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
for
that's how
sure.
down they are for each other. And I'm like, most chicks be like, oh, I'm
That's
not
a
staying in that
box.
motherfucker. That's a box,
What
motherfucker.
a
It's hell.
box? You
I'm not doing
tripping?
right. You
Like,
tripping.
man. Yeah,
Bro, I watched it, man. And when I say, man, they have each other back from that way, I learned some stuff from that relationship. I've learned stuff from what I looked at as far as healthy relationships as well too, right? Some things I consider healthy as well too. But what I've learned out of all of those, man, was the fact of like they knew each other, right? They knew
Yep.
one another, but they also knew themselves. You see what I'm
right.
saying? Like she knew at some point in time, whenever he was going through something, when he was gonna go get high. She knew it. Before he even knew he was gonna go get high, he could talk all that shit, talking about, yeah, I got this check, I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna get me a car, I'm gonna do all this, I'm about to get back on my feet and all the rest of this. And she was looking like, nah, nigga. Nah, when that shit go down, I already know I'm gonna be right there with him because nah, nigga, I ain't letting you go cash that check by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I'll be right there with you because they got history, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like as much as he don't want her there, he need her to be there, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's it's really fascinating, man. If we start not judge it all the time, and I stopped judging it, and I was like, you know what, that works for them, bro.
No doubt. There
That
you
works for
go.
them, man. Because whatever happened, I done had a relationship, a marriage, a divorce, but y'all still rock and rolling up in there. There's something about that. You see what I'm saying? There's something about that, dog. And I thought I had
Yeah.
all the answers. I got the degrees. I got all the rest of this. She got the degrees. She got none of that shit didn't
Bruh,
work, bro.
all you
You know what
need to
I'm
do
saying?
is just get a rock.
Yeah.
Right.
You
I'm like,
stupid dog.
right. I'm like, man, let's just get high. Shit. I'm like, let's just get high. You know what I'm saying? Let's get high
Ah,
together. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
yeah,
work. You know what I'm
man.
saying? I mean, but
That's funny.
and I'm quite sure that's has something to do with it as well too, man. Like, like it's like Chris Rock said something, man. You can't a woman or somebody else is smoking crack and then somebody else saying I'm going to work. That shit ain't gonna go. It ain't that relationship ain't gonna work, right? It's like, well, I'm about to get ready to go to work. She's like, okay, I'm about to go smoke crack. Like, yeah, that relationship it ain't gonna work. But when you got two people that's sitting there and they got a lot in common, and this is how they work out their differences from this point in time. Now we can take the substance and all the rest of that shit out the equation. It's like it's the same thing when somebody come in, they wind down. It's like, baby, you want a drink? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let me get a drink, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And she pour a drink, and y'all sit there and relax. That's y'all thing. You see
That's
what I'm
our
saying?
thing. No
That's their
doubt.
thing, and that's how they learn how to relax and get settle in from this point in time. You can't be on. You got to find somebody that is sitting there and like, okay, baby, what's your
Compatible.
style?
Yeah, that
Very much so.
compatibility.
That right. That's the word I'm searching for, right? That you're compatible and you know each other though, right?
Yeah.
You get a chance to get that shit on out. Like even from so as a therapist, I will say this, and you know, this just my and this I even tell my clients that sometimes, man, when you learn how to love somebody, we talk about women loving a man, and I say in my personal relationships from this point in time, I need my sometimes me and my woman, we gonna have to fuck through some shit. Period. We have to fuck through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just some people like, oh, that's not healthy. Yeah, maybe not for you. You know what I'm saying?
You
Right,
get
not for
that
you,
post
but for
nut
us,
clarity.
it works for us.
Yeah, it
Shit.
works for us though. You see what I'm saying? Because you know, it's like after you done bust a nut, you done laid there, man. You like, you know what, baby? You know, you're right. That shit I said the other day. You know, you didn't deserve that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a clear head. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got to both ways. You got a clear head. You know what I'm saying? From this way, and so I think it works. But if that works for me and my partner, then that's it. Now I can't be with somebody and she like, nah, fuck that. We can't be having like that's not healthy. This and this and this. And I'm like, no, baby, you understand? I need to come right now. You know what I'm saying? Or she saying the same thing, and now she's saying like, well, look, baby, I just need to come right now. And you sitting there like, nah, fuck that. We need to talk about this. And it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You got to know your fucking
I need a
partner, man.
release.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know
I
your
need
partner, man. That's simply
I
what it
need a
is. You just
release.
got to know your
And,
partner.
and look, we're sitting here joking about it, but it's an actual thing.
It
And
is.
Yeah, for
and
real.
and it's like, you know, women don't understand. It's like once you release, you let go. It's that okay.
Yeah.
I can listen. I can sit
Yep.
here and honestly listen to everything you're saying right now because all the stress is off me.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and it is so bad. It's so funny rather that because women used to be seen as the music and we're the beast. They
Yeah.
calmed us down. They knew how to do that. But now in this day and time, the women are trying to be the beast along with the men. And it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
now we're gonna
Yeah.
butt heads, you know.
Yeah.
And when you look at the male female dynamic, it's not that one is weaker or less important than the other. It's just we have different roles. You
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what I'm
That
saying?
part. That
And
part.
and women are looking at it like, oh, why should I be soft and this and that that's weak? No, 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 no. Didn't your boy Bruce Lee said, be like water?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Just let it
Be
flow.
like
Exactly.
water. And
Don't. Yep.
just because you're soft, I believe that when God created us, he created us, men are physically strong and logical. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Women are more uh, just let's say emotions are storms. So she has the ability to manipulate emotions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a woman can't physically force you to do anything, but she
I'm
can
listening.
manipulate you into doing these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
That
the
part.
power that a lot of women have. And if they
That part.
learn how to use it for good
They use it
instead
well. Wow.
instead of evil, it's like there's a way you got, and every man is not the same. So you
Yeah.
have to learn the dude you're with, and because every man can be manipulated. Every
Yeah.
Yes.
man. Look,
Yes.
even when I say you can't manipulate me, yes, I can be. You just got to find out how to do it.
There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got to find out how to do it, and the way you do it is you take time to learn who I am.
Yep. Yep.
Because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take time to learn who you are because guess what? Manipulation is not bad. It's the intent you have behind it.
There you go.
Yeah. Very much. I
That
agree.
part. That part,
So
Joe.
we kick it and hey baby, because I don't mind, you know, to me, like I said, this is a partnership. My ego is not so that I won't go ask for help. If I don't
Right.
know something, hey babe, such and such. Oh. Or can you help me with this? And it's funny that some men get on this internet and then they want to make it seem like I got all the answers to the relationship I'm in with my woman. My woman don't have to pay for nothing. She don't got to think. She ain't got to lift a finger. Like, well, then what is she there for? What if you don't know something? You know,
Right.
do y'all just do the ship just sank?
Yeah, but I definitely agree with what you were saying from that point, man, about manipulation. Like, it's knowing how to. We all kind of manipulating through that part. Like, we all can be manipulative in this way, but it's about the intent. I like what you said about that point, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's the intentions towards this, right? And so, um, yeah, I mean, because in relationships, man, we all trying to get our way, right? We all want things to kind of go our
Yeah.
way. But we know, like you said, compromise. We know we got to compromise with it. But if I can kind of get some things to go my way a little bit of time, those things gonna go her way, and it doesn't get as hard as we make this shit out to be because you now know it's not the extremes anymore. You see what I'm
Right.
Right.
saying? It ain't that part anymore. It's like you with somebody now who there's so many similarities that you have that so you're not sacrificing so much in
Right.
order to be with somebody who is so selfish from this point. You're like, yeah, and vice versa. You're not trying to be so selfish in a way that's like, oh, I can get everything to go my way. It's like, no, man, like, I'm not, I don't want that either. You feel me? Like, to making this person feel like as if she's giving up so much all the time to do all these type of things. But man, when you learn this stuff about your partner and your mate, like how do I love her better? How does she love me
There
better?
you go.
You know what I'm saying? That shit, at the end of the day, we want to keep it 100, man. That's really simple, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's really some simplicity to it. And I think the simplicity comes from like me communicating it, her communicating, me listening to it, and then see what can I do. Can I actually do the things that she's asking of me to do? Am I willing
There
to
you
do
go.
those things? You feel
There
me?
you go.
Am I willing to do those things, bro? And in the majority of the time, if you don't pick the right partner, the right woman that you with, they ain't asking for much, bro. Like Cherrard, go back to the analogy he was saying about going to hoop. Like, bro, if I'm telling her, look, I hoop every like 5 days, and she like, yeah, baby, but some of them days I just want to spend time with you. And back in the day, I'd have been like, man, you fucking with my hoop schedule. But now I realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You fucking up my damn schedule, you know what I'm saying? This is important to me. But now, man, I'll look at it different now. Now I look at it like, really, man, what she's saying is just that I just want to spend some time with you. Like,
Yeah.
how dope is that? You feel me? That I guess
Right.
really want to
That
fucking
somebody
be
want to be
spend some
around
time.
you.
That want to be
Yeah.
around me. Yeah, she
Yeah.
just want to be around me, dog.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking cool is that? So now you start to change some shit like that. You made like, okay, baby, now you're looking at some shit that you probably wouldn't, nigga, I wouldn't watch on my own. I ain't trying to watch this Lifetime Christmas movie and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hey
But
man,
you,
let me step in. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch Lifetime all the time by myself, dog. Hey man, that's when I realized women was crazy, man. Lifetime showed you that women was nuts as hell.
yeah, they nuts as hell. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just overall, like that analogy from this point, because I mean, this is a perfect example from last week. She's like, look,
Yeah,
you want to watch this, some Christmas movie? We watch some shit. I'm like, okay, and then you get into it. You like, I mean, it's some
yeah,
good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta be
Like,
some good shit on
yeah, it's some good,
there.
yep.
some good entertainment. But it's less about the movie,
And
and
more
it's
at the
really
time.
what she just said. Yeah, it's about the quality time. She just like, I just want to spend some quality time with you and just, lay here next to you and we watch this and shit like that, eat some popcorn, all the rest of this type, whatever. You know what I mean? So
Fall asleep.
yeah, fall asleep,
Yeah.
but you just and then you learn to be like, shit, she done fell asleep. You like, damn, baby, you fell asleep. Well, she like, what I miss? Oh man, oh boy, he
The
jumped in
whole
that
movie.
motherfucker. Yeah, the whole movie, you know what I'm saying? He had a mask, nigga turned out to be a serial killer and shit. I done stayed up and watched this shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, you sitting there like,
right, right. And she wake up talking shit, like, yeah, you didn't even want to watch it and everything. I'm like, yeah, that was actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I was about to wake you up and tell you this the part. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know, man. You got to grow to that point. Is my shit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You got to grow up, and when you grow to that point, you appreciate that same thing, man. I just want to be here with you. You know what I'm saying? It's
yep.
the little shit is the big shit, bro.
And then little things happen more often.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Because like you said, you got to take one step at a time before you get all the way up the steps.
yep, yeah,
Yeah.
and
yep,
No
and
doubt.
and like you said earlier, sitting here talking to you guys, man, I have so many things in my head throughout the week. We jump on these podcasts. I get to just let them out and kick it with y'all. And whether I'm right or wrong, y'all disagree or agree, it's still, I know I'm going to get some honest feedback on what I was feeling, because, hey, it's therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that, I'm like, let me run this by them.
Yeah.
And then I spit my ideas out or whatever. Then I hear you guys' perspective on it, and it's like, wow, okay, we may agree on it, but we have different paths to get there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Very,
And I truly believe that when it comes to relationship, I agree with you guys 1,000% about the communication, being open and honest. And then there's this thing that I think that a lot of the rhetoric online is not teaching is respect for one another.
yeah.
Yes.
And
I like that. Respect,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, if you don't make a certain amount of money, I can't respect you. It's like come on now.
Yeah.
And because when I saw this, our black women taught to love black men, and you guys just made it kind of clearer in that some are, some aren't, some see it, some don't. Now, you also have that crowd that goes online and follow, and they become followers of a cult following.
Yes.
Because it's on both sides. The men have the extreme red pill guys. Don't talk
Yeah.
to a single mom. And that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Because
Another
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
but the thing is, you get them online, and then you have them all sitting here and the victim stories. Yeah, my man did this, and then it's like, yo, shorty, guess what? Men go through the same thing. We lied. We lied to. Women cheat. Hey, we take care of kids that we think are ours that aren't.
Yeah.
We go through the same thing. Why are
Yeah.
we competing to see who has the most pain?
Yeah. Very much so.
You know,
That I like that.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Damn.
Yeah.
so
Damn. Compete who got the most
let
pain.
let your past situation. When we get together, let your past traumas go. I'm gonna let mine go. I'm gonna learn who you are. You're gonna learn who I am, and we're gonna make this shit work. I mean, because love goes a long fucking way. When you
Yeah.
love somebody, you're gonna make sure. First of all, you gotta love yourself. Once you love yourself, you're gonna make sure, hey, I can take care of myself. I'm gonna make sure I'm healthy. I'm gonna try to eat right, live right, whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure I got a full life. Then you get with a woman that's doing the same thing. And then when y'all get together, y'all got each other's back. Like, that's
Yeah,
my baby
man.
right there. Hey, babe, you ain't supposed to be eating that shit. That's too much
Yeah.
sodium.
Yeah.
That's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
I got
and,
told that today. Put them
Yeah.
damn sunflower seeds down. You
Right.
talking about your blood pressure. You ain't
Right.
been eating the too much salt. I'm like, God damn.
Exactly.
You said you
Right.
weren't eating no more. I'm like, yeah, you right.
Yeah.
but
And
they
they took them
good.
away from me. I had my little ramekin and shit. They took my ramekin like, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I know exactly what you mean, man. So
So
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool when you got somebody that loves you enough
That's
to
right.
say, babe,
No,
that ain't good for you.
Yeah,
yeah, I
And
for
it's
need you
like,
sure.
around. Yeah, because what she's saying is I need you here.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
I
Come
I
know
need
on.
I
you
want you
here.
here. I
I
Yeah, I
want
want
you.
you.
want you here.
That's
Yeah.
We
right.
got shit we got to do.
Yep.
I ain't never really did it. I got time to want to do it with you. Let's make it happen, Captain. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that in any relationship. Everybody needs that type of person in their life, man. You
Yeah. Let
know.
me ask you this on them sunflower seeds, like just with that whole example. Like now, let's say go back 10 years ago, right? Would you
Uh,
would have had that same response to that, or you would have fought that shit? You would have been like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I eat what the fuck I want to
man,
eat.
then why you messing with my shit, man? It would have been it would have been one of those. Goddamn, I
Yeah.
bought these. You know
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? It ain't like I eat a whole lot of them and shit,
Right.
but
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you know, it's like damn, but yeah. And
Yeah.
I just got on this kick as of lately. I never ate them for like 20 years, man. And I'm like, ooh, sunflower seeds. Now I got different. I got the buffalo ranch. I got the honey roasted. I
Oh,
got the
damn, they got
dill
different
pickle.
flavors?
I got the
Right. Right.
barbecue.
I'm like, damn, they got.
Boy, and I'm mixing them
He like,
together.
right.
Boy,
He like,
you
they got
talking
different
about
flavors, right?
Damn.
Shit, I'm like, damn, where you getting them boys from and
hey
shit?
boy,
Right.
huh?
Where you
Are you
getting
Oh,
them
you
making
asked
them
me where I
flavors?
got
shits?
them
How,
from? You
I
get
ain't
from
never seen no sunflower seeds that's a different flavor.
Oh man, yeah,
You-
they got them all now. I go to not to shout them out, but Dollar General, man, they got them $1.25 a bag, baby.
Oh, shit. Okay. See, well, we know
Not
you know
Dollar
you
General,
got
the Dollar Tree, the green one, whatever one it
Well,
is. But
yeah.
we know that shit ain't healthy.
Right, right, right.
but the
Exactly.
sunflower seeds can be healthy, but you can't eat the seed. You got to eat the kernel, not the actual shell. I be dropping them like when we was kids, shell and all.
Damn.
But man,
I didn't know
I
that.
got on that kick, but I got to get off of them because even
Yep.
though I'm exercising, working out the proper way, it's the sodium in it. Even though I don't eat a whole bag of them, but it's just the fact that they
It's
thought
the
enough
fact that
about me
you,
to say, hey,
yeah.
listen, dial back, man, because you've been eating them a lot lately. You don't eat a lot of chips and shit, but you had them sunflower seeds. In my mind, I'm going, it ain't potato chips. That's how I'm thinking. It's not potato chips on. So, but
Hey, and you
yeah.
know what? To any man that's out here listening to this, if you got a woman that's always on your back about your health,
Keeper.
you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna leave it at the health. I'm gonna leave it at health right now, because if
Hmm.
you got somebody that's always saying, "Hey, baby, you," because I'm guilty of this. I don't get enough sleep,
Okay.
Right?
right? And it's like, take your ass to bed. It's like, and and with me, my mind to get to going, bruh. Like, it's 9:15 now. We get off next week. What we talking about? you know,
Right,
Yeah, right.
right,
You already
right.
on. Yeah.
See?
in my mind to get to churning, and then next thing you know, it's 12, 1,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, man. And just listening to y'all right now, man. Like you say, your lady say, yo, them sunflower seeds ain't good for you. And it's like when you have somebody that knows the things that's fucking you up, and they're
Yeah,
pointing them out to you,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like, yeah, we can say, yeah, you nagging me, you nagging me. Are
Yeah. It
they?
used to be.
Or are they just saying, like Phil said, I need you around. I
yeah.
want you around.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and and
Yeah.
and and then last thing, Phil, I
No,
know
go ahead.
what it feels like to take care of a parent that
Damn.
won't listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
Right.
know what?
Right.
Hey, I love my mom. Rest in peace to her. But I don't want to be that person. I,
Yeah.
I, I don't I
Right.
don't want to be the person that, my kids come to me and like, Dad, hey, that's why I said I stopped the drinking. I stopped a lot of stuff, man, and
That's
I'm
big, man.
making sure that I'm trying to exercise on a regular basis. And yeah, we're gonna get older. We're gonna hit a decline, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
Yeah.
to hit
sure.
it in the right way.
Come
Yeah.
on. Come
Yeah.
on.
you
That's
know.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I agree with you on that one, man. You just learn, man. This journey, bro. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. It's a very liberating and empowering journey, bro. Like seriously, man. Like you know, I mean, I'll just put it out there, man. Like shit, and shit, man. In less than a month, bro. I'm gonna be 55, right? And
Come
so,
on. Join
like,
the club, boy.
yeah, I'm right. I'm blessed. Will you see what I'm
Y'all
saying, man?
old.
Hey,
Whatever,
it's
man. Your ass
Cherrard.
said you only a year, you only a couple months behind. You the youngin, you the youngin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you gonna hit 55 this coming up this year too. So, but man, the thing about this shit, man, is that I'm so grateful, bro. I love it, man. It's so much. It's so empowering, like you just said, Cherrard. The fact that I know we're gonna do this one coming up about losing parents. From that point, man, the grief that come from that, and how you learn from that shit, man. That shit teaches you some damn lessons, bro.
Boy.
Some
Yeah.
life lessons, man. That shit teach you, bro. And that shit is painful as fuck. But damn, but I have so much gratitude to go through it and to be able to come out on the other side the right way, bro. Like you said, Cherrard, the fact that I always applaud you, man. I always say this, man. The fact that, when you gave up drinking from this point, man, like, you got the moments, man. It'd have been a way you'd have drunk your way through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Let me just put this shit up. And now, man, you just learn healthier ways of doing this shit,
Yeah.
man. And you got to applaud yourself for that, bro. Like, that is massive work, dude. That is massive work. And we learn how to do this shit the right way, man, because man, let me tell you something, bro. Like I ain't telling something that y'all don't know that we all learn these lessons. but you learn them, man, and that's love, bro. That's love when you can go back and I can sit down with my woman and she, like some of the stuff, she's like, how you know some of this stuff? How you get to this? And it's like, man, I learned that lesson when I lost my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to continue to live my life this way. You feel me? Like, there's things I want to make them proud of me, dog. You know what I'm saying? I know they looking down to me from this point in time, from whatever way, whatever anybody's belief is. I still feel like I can feel their presence. You feel me? And
Yeah.
and I want to love that way, bro. I want to love myself that way. I want to love my partner that way, and we're gonna get through this shit, and we're gonna learn each other. We're gonna talk to each other. We're gonna respect each other, man. And this that shit is really simple stuff, bro. You see what
Simple
I'm
stuff.
saying? So all that stuff, the people, man, all that's young people shit, man. People be on there talking about if he don't make this money and he don't do all the rest of this. No, you ain't never loved a motherfucking end. You ain't never
Hey,
really truly loved somebody
you know
because
what, Phil?
that
Unfortunately, it was
It's
an
not just
old
the
dude.
young
It was an
folk.
older dude that said it.
that's
Yeah.
fucked up, bro. Damn.
It was an
Yeah.
older
But you
dude
know
that
what,
said
man?
it.
Let's just say this then. When we learned that too, remember our parents said that shit to us. Like, it's a lot of old fools out here too.
Yep.
You
There
know what
you
I'm saying?
go. There you go. A
Age
lot of
don't
old
mean
food.
wisdom.
Yeah, that part right there, bro. It don't mean wisdom,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't mean no wisdom, man. So, man. So, the lesson, man, for anybody that's watching this, man, as far as the woman who asked, thank you for asking that question and letting us have a chance to conversate about it, have a conversation, and discuss it. So yeah, I think women and men just have to learn each other. You know what I'm saying? So, you may have been taught some foundational principles and things like that, and the thing about love from this way, but you got to know your mate. And
Yep.
the more you learn about yourself first and foremost, and the more you learn about your partner, that's going to make for that type of relationship. So walk into it, I would say, with that type of ideology, as opposed to just saying, I know how to love a man. Because the next man you may come up to, that may not be what he wants.
There you
He
go.
may not need that type of that thing. So you got to make some adjustments on that way. You know what I'm saying? So, and listen and pay attention and y'all discuss that shit and you always tweaking. You know what I'm saying? You always
Yep.
tweaking things and stuff in a
Yeah.
relationship. How this person may not want to do this, and like you may be with somebody who that man may not, or that woman, whatever, may not value. Baby, I don't care about you cleaning up or anything else like that. Like, I'll do that. The last person you with was probably like, no, that's a gender role that you need to be doing this or something like this. So
Hmm.
you balancing that, learning that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So just figure that shit out. Whatever works for you, just it's gonna be some battles, but they ain't got to be as complicated as we all make this shit out to be. So,
No.
and like I wrote down a couple things about communication is love. Learning how to put that ego and knowing when ego comes into play, taking accountability once you do that, and then respect, having respect for one another. That's come out of love, and then having gender roles.
Yeah.
What's the roles that we have in this relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you may get a woman to be like, um, no, baby, I don't care if you shovel the snow or not. You know what I'm saying? And you like, no, baby, that's important to me. I'm gonna make sure this motherfucker snow is shoveled. You got some gas in your car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, she may not require that. So you got to know, what that is and know how to fall back on or increase that. Like if I'm the person and she like, oh, I expect for you to put gas in my car. It's like, okay, well, maybe I ain't always did that. So let me go ahead and get these keys and put this gas in the car. So Monday, if she got to go to work, is that you see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
you make those adjustments for that relationship.
You
You
do.
know.
You
So
do. That's real.
yeah,
That's
So,
real.
Will, what's your final word on this episode today?
Hey man, just to close, like piggybacking off of Phil and what we talked about, some women are taught, some women aren't taught. Like I say, there's a compromise in them. It's what you learn in the process when you're with your mate. How do you treat one another in that process that's going to give you that term of how it's supposed to be? So if my lady enjoys cooking and she worked a double shift and she decides to come home and want to cook, it's okay for her because I may prep the food for her. I may have got some things prepared for her. So when she come in, it'll be less things that her for her to do. And then vice versa. She may know something that I like and she know I'm a clean type person. So she like, hey, she want the house to smell good. It's gonna be cleaned up when he come in the door. He been working hard. Why not have it together for him? So hey, slippers might be at the door for me, whatever the case may be. But that's a give and take situation where we learn and compromise with one another to say, hey, this is what I need and this is what you need. But to hearing people on the internet talking about this, that, and the third, and if you don't have this and you don't have that, like Rod said, that's rhetoric shit, man. It's just there to get the views, and
Yeah,
then you got the
clickbait.
followers, like you say. That's they own something right now.
Hmm.
That's just what it is. They own something right now. Get in tune with the person that you with and learn that person. But like we said in the beginning, love thyself so you can learn the person that you want to be with.
Facts.
Feel me? And that's it
Well,
for me.
Facts.
well,
Facts.
I'm gonna do this for my last word. My 5 C's for relationships: compatible relationships and continued growth.
Okay.
Commitment,
Hmm.
cooperation,
Yes, sir.
communication,
Hmm.
consistency,
Yes, sir.
compromise.
That's it.
And then,
Compromise.
yep, compromise. And then
Yeah.
you both have to be open to evolve on some things.
Hmm.
You have to be able to evolve. You got to allow your partner to evolve because like we said, we're a work in progress. Allow your partner to grow. She has to allow you to grow. You got to allow her to grow. Hopefully, we grow together instead of apart. You know,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, let's grow. And I think a lot of, we're talking about women, and like you said, Phil. She said, "Hey, my man, my last man loved this." Surely, we're all different.
Right.
Hey, we may all like football, but we may not all like the same team.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
we're not a monolith. So every man is different. So quit listening to everybody. When a person say all of somebody is this way, they're lying.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Much so.
And
Exactly.
and the last thing is like I said about the compromise thing. Is compromise is really big to me because at one point I wouldn't do it.
Hmm.
It was it
Yeah.
was it was hard line for me. It was like, yo, you don't you don't roll this way. Fuck it, get the fuck on.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
hey, and when I was younger, my frame of mind was it's always some old pussy out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yep.
and when I grew up and I matured, yeah, it's always more women out there. It's always more women out there, but never refer to the woman that you are in love with as some pussy, you
That's
know,
right.
and just not and women in general. Let's be. I'm gonna be respectful. Women in
Yeah.
general, right? And some women make you, you know. But you know what? Hey, we try to remain respectful, but at the same time, when I had to learn that, okay, we going through some things. Okay, let me think about the things that I did wrong that I can control, and see what kind of influence that it has on a relationship, because what I may have done may have caused this situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we go there and then we start communicating. When you communicate openly, man, that's a beautiful thing. When you can go to your partner and y'all talk about anything under the sun,
Right.
and
That's
whether we
the
disagree or
one.
not, I mean whether we agree or not, as long as we do so respectfully.
Yeah. Very much so.
So
Yeah.
I like it's like with you guys, man. Hey, you got to learn our partners. We got to learn ourselves. Allow each other to grow, and we keep it moving. And y'all just don't realize, man. This is big for me, man, because I get to talk to y'all on a regular basis and kick it. And when I have ideas, like, oh man, we talk about it, and then I get y'all perspective on it, and I respect y'all perspectives on it. It's what women don't realize when they say, why you always want to hang with your boys. When you got dudes that's stand on
That's
their
solid.
10,
Yeah.
when
That's
they when
Yeah.
they
solid.
solid as
Mhm.
hell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't come off no other way because they're gonna
Yeah.
let you have it, and
Yeah.
they're gonna check you in a way. It's not to belittle you, but it's gonna make you think like, bro, what you doing,
Make you
man?
think. That
Yeah.
It's gonna make you
accountability
think.
kick in like a motherfucker. Like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
That's how I came off, bro. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't think I came off like that. Yeah, but the way you said that, bro, was
Yeah.
foul in the mud. Like, oh,
Yeah.
damn. Thanks for letting me know, man. I gotta go and apologize
I
to
got to check
somebody now
myself.
because,
Yeah, I gotta check
man,
myself. Yeah, I gotta check my like you said, it's that compromise, man.
yeah,
So
yep,
it's constant self reflection, and I think I agree with you too, Sherrard, on this, man. It's like this is what this podcast do for me, and what my woman probably don't realize, man. It's just that this podcast makes me better in my relationship.
come on.
Real, it does.
Oh,
It makes me better in my relationship, man, because I get a chance to talk through some stuff, and there's things that you guys have said that I'm like, damn, you know what? Damn, I ain't never really look at that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So now I
Hmm.
got to kind of reevaluate this, and I kind of see now. Yeah, you know what, Will? I like what you were saying about that, man, with the things with your wife, and how things used to be at your ex, and some things that you did, and that I'm like, you know what, man, I never really took that perspective, and I'm like, I mean, I maybe had that perspective because that's what's going to work best. What my woman is asking of me, and from me, and some shit that I got to set my ego aside on. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's made me better in my relationship, bro. I just feel like that, man. It's made me better to communicate better, to understand better, to release better. You know what I'm saying? And just we constantly growing, man. We all looking for better tools, man, to be better men on this fucking planet. Whether that's in this
Well,
relationship or not in this relationship, if I'm a better person, and I got a group of guys that I'm chopping up with, and they talking about life experiences, and y'all talking about some shit that I've dealt with. Maybe I didn't handle it the way I should have handled it. You know what I'm saying? But you may not know it, but what you said it helped me. Then that makes me a better person, and automatically, since that makes me a better person, that makes me a better person in my relationship as well too.
yeah.
You feel me? And
A
so
better
then,
father
therefore, she
too.
benefits from that. Yeah, she benefits from that as well too, because I'm benefiting from it. Therefore, she's benefiting from it as well too.
there
You know what
you
I'm saying?
go.
And
Win-win.
yeah, but like you said, that comes when you put yourself around solid cats, man. You got to be around solid dudes, man. For real. And I think that's the problem, man. Everybody want to compete nowadays, man. This shit ain't no competition, man. What the fuck we doing? What we doing, man?
It's enough out here for everybody, man. If we
Yeah.
bond together and come together like we do and have a cohesive bond, guess what? There's nothing that can stop it, man. And that's what
Hmm.
the masters are afraid of.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I
That's
agree.
another conversation though.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
All right, brother.
Hey
hey, you know
man, I
what? So, hey,
appreciate y'all, man.
we gonna say thank you all for everybody out here that tuned in, all the soul brothers and sisters that tuned in with us. Gave us your time to listen to us talk over just different situations, especially this topic right here. Our black women taught how to love men. Please leave your comment down, like, share, subscribe, and join us on our next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.